Alright, hello, welcome to this video. We are gonna talk about EPCAL, because there is a new event that's there that I have mixed feelings about, and that is drag racing on the runways at EPCAL. So before I play this News 12 video, because it's the only way to really explain what's going on, they're gonna be doing drag race. I'm not sure if it's this one or it's this runway here. I mean, this one's the longer one. I'm assuming it's going to be the one on the right because that's the longer runway. But they're going to be doing drag racing during the weekends, several weekends this summer on these runways. Now, the Grumman used to use these runways, obviously, for jets and stuff like that. But this is a site, as I've explained to you, that's getting reclaimed by nature. So, yeah, I have mixed feelings about it because I know Long Island needs a place. We don't have a drag racing strip on Long Island, which is a problem. These are runways. They are paved surfaces that are not that are still in reasonable shape for that kind of thing. And that would be a better use, obviously, than having a developer come in and buy it if they can just use these runways for drag racing on certain weekends and, leave the rest preserved, I guess. But I'm going to play this video, and you're going to see where this is. You know where it is because I've been to this area. I was here about maybe a little over a month ago.
Welcome back. Controversy on our East End. Some Long Islanders say they're concerned over a drag racing event scheduled in Calverton over Father's Day weekend. News 12's Doug Geed reports.
The property really is an ecological treasure trove.
John Turner is one of the environmentalists
who
are raising a red flag over a two-day drag racing event taking place next month on the
candles, by the way.
3,000-acre property where for decades Grumman did test flights of the planes it built, including the F-14. Since Grumman left, Turner says the grasslands have attracted rare birds and other animals that might be harmed, along with the habitat itself, by the 1,000-plus people expected to attend.
There's a whole bunch of bird species that nest in grasslands that you won't find in any other place on Long Island. It's just coming into the bird nesting season when they're proposing in June, so they could not pick a worse two-week period in the entire year to stage this event.
The Riverhead Town Board unanimously approved the event, saying measures were put in place to protect both the property and the animals.
The particular vendor that's coming here will be setting up concrete barriers. There'll also be partitions, fencing, and everything. So we're going to keep everyone strictly to our concrete and asphalt areas.
This is one of two runways at Calverton where races will take place. Drag racing, so picture
so they will use both runways. Okay.
Races will be an eighth of a mile, quarter of a mile, and half a mile.
We need to keep the revenue here and support our own businesses.
John Casale is among the racing fans who have tried for years to get a track built at the Calverton site. He says it would provide Long Islanders a local venue to enjoy the sport and would attract thousands from out of state.
The United States Motorsports Association do an impact study showing that it would bring $17 million a year in revenue to the economy out to Riverhead and to Long Island.
The drag racing event takes place Father's Day weekend. In Calverton, Doug Geed, News 12 Long Island.
Well, the Riverhead Town Board is also considering 8 other racing events for Calverton in July and August.
So you can see there, I have concerns because it's going to create a lot of noise, which is going to disrupt the birds and the natural species that, cars are loud. You know that. So yeah, I have my reservations about it. And this is one of those issues where I could sort of see both sides of it. However, we're going to look and see there could be other places on Long Island where you could have drag racing that would not be so disruptive to the environment. But the thing is, you need a large, long, straight type of facility to do that. And there aren't many other places on Long Island that have that. To have that space, because you need the space. A drag strip needs a lot of space. So I have mixed feelings about this. I do think, I am concerned there's going to be some disruption to the environment from this. I am concerned about this, and we all know Riverhead doesn't always care. It doesn't always really put the environment first. So they're going to be using both of these runways, I guess. And these are pretty long. And this one I think is a little longer. This one on the right. Let me measure the distance here. Yeah, it's about 2 miles. The other one is about 1 1/3 miles. So you need a long, straight strip to do drag racing. But I am concerned that this is going to result in some disruption to the wildlife here. And I'm also a little concerned because I would think that the DEC would need to sign off on this, being that this is in the Central Pine Barrens Commission area. So here's another article about this 2-day drag racing event at EPCAL approved. So the Riverhead Town Board unanimously approved a reservation for a special event application for a 2-day drag racing event in June at Enterprise Park at Calverton. So the Scramble Runway Challenge will be held June 19th to 20th with rain dates of June 26th to 27th. The resolution for the site plan application, which was submitted in February, was originally tabled for Tuesday's town board meeting, but the town board first voted to on-table it and proceed to approve it. The approval for the runway use includes a $10,000 fee that will be paid to the town no later than June 1st. So of course there's going to be money. So of course that's why Riverhead loves racing, and I think this 2-day event gives us an opportunity to try this thing out. Said Councilwoman Catherine Kent. This has been something that's been talked about for many years, so I'm in support of it. She also added that she would like an engineer to check the status on the runways before the event. Both of the EPCAL runways would be used for races of varying lengths: 1/8 mile, 1/4 mile, and 1/2 mile. Spectators would only be set up at the runway for the 1/8 and 1/4 mile races. A jumbotron would be set up that shows a live feed of the other runway where the other 1/2 mile races are done. The special event application could still be denied if a certificate of insurance is not received 30 days prior to the event. Andre Baxter of Hempstead spoke about the event during Thursday's work session. The Scramble Runway Challenge is a different proposal than what was discussed by the board. So this is the runway here. It looks like they're just using one runway, though. They're just using 1432, which is the one on the right. 1432 means for 14 because if you look at one end faces 14 degrees, the other end faces 32. So let me go back this. So and this would be where there would be, obviously it'd have to be fire and rescue just in case there's an accident. So they would have this. So it would be this side basically. So it would be the one on the right. That's what I was feeling because that's the longer one. That's the longer runway. So this is what this is. Scramble Runway Challenge. Okay, yeah, they want, yeah, they pretty much Riverhead News Review now has a paywall now, which is BS in my opinion. But yeah, basically that article basically it's the same one that we read right here. There's no reason to read it again. So generally, that's I have mixed feelings about this. I am concerned. I think that the DEC should have jurisdiction over this and make sure that this isn't going to run. I'm glad it's this side. This side is usually the more forested side. This side has a little more development along it. But I think that the DEC should do a jurisdiction on this. The Riverhead town has, cannot just unilaterally decide what the hell they want to do here without approval to the DEC because this is in the Pine Barrens. So that is a concern I have. But at the same time, I do think this is really a good. I mean, you need a long, straight type of facility. The only other raceway on Long Island that we have is Riverhead Raceway, which is very small. You can't do drag racing on here. It's just this little. Let's see, is it right here? That's it. Look at how tiny that is. You can't do drag racing there, and at least they will be doing drag racing on a designated track instead of on the streets, which is dangerous and very illegal. So let me know your thoughts on this. My concern is the crowds are going to create garbage. They have to make sure that they keep this place clean. So we try it out for the one weekend, and if there's any disruption to the environment, then we don't do it again. That's pretty much the way I feel about it. Still think the DEC should have a say over whether this happens or not, because this is in the Pine Barrens. So let me know your thoughts about this, and thanks for watching.